Hola amigos, seguimos aquí con la cobertura del Corona Capital Guadalajara y tenemos a Chk Chk Chk.
Hola.
Buenas tardes.
Hey guys, how are you?
Yeah, pretty good.
You are like usual here in Mexico City. You have came a lot of times.
Yeah.
And the Corona Capital in last November I think it was the first concert you came after pandemics. I think so. Or?
Well, yes, but there was still a pandemic happening, so a couple of us got sick, so we just only DJ'd. We were supposed to play, but we just DJ'd.
And today was a live set.
Today was
a
a
really
live
live set.
Yeah, the whole band
you
playing
went
the instruments.
And you went to the audience in the first song.
Yeah.
Well, you had to because he went in the audience for the DJ set. So he was like, no, I gotta go back in the audience.
They say, no more DJ sets. It has to be live. You know?
Yeah. I mean, we like to DJ too, so it's fine. It's fine either way. It's fun today though.
Yeah, what show was better? Live set.
The DJ set.
Come on.
I mean, there's advantages to each, you know.
Yeah.
This sound was kind of tough to.
You can dance so well in a DJ set.
Well, it's easier to dance when I'm DJing, you know. It's like, but when I have to sing, I can't dance as well. I have to breathe, you know. So and all those people like trying to breathe, like you know? So DJ set is easier, you know. It's just different.
Okay, so you have a new album. A recently released album. So how do you feel when you release an album? The album it's not yours; it's for the people.
Yeah.
Well, yeah. There's always the first time somebody will say to me, "Oh, I heard this song," and I'll say, "How did you hear that?" Because I feel like, you know, like, how did you get that song? And I was like, "Oh, it got released." So yeah, you have to get used to the idea that it belongs to everybody and start to see what songs people like and people respond to and what they respond to in the record, you know what I mean?
Yeah, because Chk 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 has incorporated a lot of members throughout all the career. So in this album, how do you feel these new elements have given a fresh sound for it?
Well, we always like to, whoever we bring in, we like to, like, it just becomes part of the sound. Like, we like to just take it all in and let it change the sound. And we feel like that keeps it fresh. So, you know, like this record, you know, Mia Pace is, of course, involved, and Angelica Garcia is sang on the song with us, and that gave it a totally different, new, fresh sound. So all of that's really, one of the exciting parts.
How do you feel this record get in the whole discography of Chk 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 has a special place?
I kind of wonder if it's a transitional record or if it's a one-off record. You know what I'm saying? Like, you know, there's records in a band's discography that are like they bring in a new phase of the band, and there's records that are just like this one that was made in really weird circumstances, and just. But I kind of don't know yet. You know?
Yeah.
We'll have to see what the next one.
Yeah, you kind of don't know until the next one. But I mean, I think they're all transitional. They're all like footsteps. It's like left foot, right foot. You know, and it's like you learn. The things you learn on one record, you implement on the next. You know, it's like the things you're really excited, like, oh, these are our new exciting tricks. Like the next time, they're just like part of the fabric of it, that is part of the support of it. You know, and you're using new tricks. You know.
Yeah.
So.
I don't want to be in your foot when you have to make the set list, because right now you have so many songs.
Yeah.
And you know which songs works well.
Yeah.
But it's really hard. I think it's really hard for making set list right now for this new album. You know?
Yeah. Well, it has been hard to like fit everything in and do what we want to do with the show, and now it's like we're just like, I mean, we're ready to start playing new songs, and we haven't even we barely learned these ones. We're not even tired of these songs yet. So, but you know, because we've been sitting around, then it's time to start learning new ones. So, yeah, it is difficult, it's difficult with so many. There's so many that I'd love to keep playing, but it's kind of nice to just leave them back on the other album. Like, there's the ones we played on that tour, but you know.
Okay, you know, which song do you think on this record has in the live sets has been exposed, have been explosion?
This is Pop.
Yeah, usually opening with
the
This Is Pop
is
really exciting. You know, I always liked, I think of the different eras, like, oh, this is when we used to open with this song, this is when we used to open with this song, and I'm always like, I remember the first time we got like a really good opener. It was like back when we Loud Enough Now, and we used to open with Pardon My Freedom. I was like, man, we're never gonna have an opener as good as this, you know. And then we did. Then the next record, Mid Takes, was that song was such a really fun song to open with. So it has like been exciting to like kind of like seal each era with like one of the openers. So that's like, you know, that part's exciting. And I think, you know, playing Un Puente like live has been like, let it turn into something else, and that's been an exciting one for this era too.
Yeah.
Yeah, and of course, one of the important things that the people that hasn't seen Chk 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 live is you have to give it all. You know, you have to. You don't know the potential you have when you see a live set from Chk Chk Chk, because it's like exploding. You have to. You have to go over there. So how do you feel? How did you miss the reaction from the people during the pandemic? Because it's something like kind of missing, you know, when you.
I wouldn't say. Well, I'm kind of curious to see what you would say, actually.
Well, I don't know, but I think that we try to see every situation for the advantages it presents to us creatively. So rather than focus on what we miss, we were saying, well, we can use this as a way to make a different record. Yeah. And we won't worry about the live part because we don't even have any shows booked. So in a way, it was liberating. Obviously, now coming out and playing, you miss it, and it's great. But I think you have to lean into the opportunities that these limitations give you. You know what I'm saying? And I think that's one of the reasons why we're still a band, because we're able to kind of say like, well, we could have said, well, I guess we can't make a record till the pandemic's over. But instead, we're like, well, what does this present that's interesting? You know?
Okay. And for last question, which songs of this new album do you think people has to listen as a special detail? That when you say to them,
every single song,
every single fucking song,
every single song, man, we put it into every single song. I mean, I do think that we are like, we've been really excited by this new like playlist generation and the songs. It's like it's a different era for like songs and singles and what that means. But we did grow up in the era where we listened to albums, and that's like what we used to buy, and like, so we do think that like track 10 on the record is going to be an exciting one and is special to someone. So, you know, so as much as we focus on single songs as singles, the depth is there, whereas I think maybe in other bands they don't care as much about that. So maybe they do, but we do.
What's the part? I know you always say you like to have a part in each record for people on acid to listen to. What part? Maybe that's a good way. Like, what's the part the detailed part that you feel is like that's the acid part?
Actually, I really felt like with the background vocals on the end of This Is Pop, the way it kind of like goes, I really got it pretty psychedelic. Like it's going like in and out.
Up and down,
I don't understand. Do you understand? Like
a waterphonic sound.
So, when you're on acid and you hear that as the last song, you know, it's like it should be pretty psychedelic.
So what track should you take the acid so you're peaking at the right time?
You should take the acid during another album, and so it finishes, and then you put on our record.
It's like the crossfade. It's like the crossfading dinner sound.
This is the most helpful interview you've ever done. We told you when to take the acid and when the acid should peak. So you're welcome. Mexico.
I think it was been very helpful for you. Well, guys, thank you so much for this interview.
Yeah, man.
And you have to come back here to Mexico City. You have to do a lot of concerts. You have to. I love the dance that you really make in the stage. It's a signature dancing. I think I have to tell them. Like Mick Jagger, they have a signature dancing.
Sure,
I have to tell you that.
Yeah, sure. I'm trying.
Okay, thank you. Muchas gracias. Seguimos aquí en la cobertura de Corona Capital y bueno, pues, escuchen el nuevo disco de Chk Chk Chk, que es una maravilla.